Finally, our top myth. People say, I'm going to Washington to serve my fellow Americans. They call it public service, but that's not what I notice when I look at how they live.
Upon first entering the home, you have this incredibly gracious staircase.
Washington's real estate market is hot.
You can really see the crown molding when you get to the top.
There are lots of expensive homes here.
Beautiful gourmet kitchen, culinary delight.
All glass walls, ceilings, skylit.
This home is a steal at $2.8 million.
$2.8 million is a steal, he says, because
our real estate market has been relatively recession-proof.
And why is that?
Because government is its main industry. We continue to have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country.
Because government keeps growing. So much so that today, for the first time, most of the richest counties in America surround Washington, D.C. The rest of America had a housing recession.
Everybody else, housing prices went way down, not in Washington.
Historian John Steele Gordon says D.C.'s special because the people who control the government and get to tax you live here.
They move there and they like it there.
Lobbyists, politicians, government contractors.
There's a reason they go there and stay there.
Consider where they work. The architecture's grand. Many office buildings resemble palaces.
It's very much like Versailles before the French Revolution. The whole French nobility, they spent their lives in Versailles, and they didn't know much about what went on outside that world. And that's what happens in Washington. People never leave Washington.
Congressman Alan Grayson lost his seat, but then ran again and won. Grayson says if there is royalty in America...
It's not the congressmen, it's the lobbyists. The lobbyists are the royalty of Washington, D.C., and who made it that way?
You congressmen made it by passing all these laws.
The bill is passed.
If you have a big government, there's more money to fight over.
There is that argument, but I'll tell you that the real royalty is not in Washington, D.C.
It's on Wall Street, he says, and there is lots of money here, but there's a big difference.
In the private sector, if you can find a way to cut costs, you're a hero. If you can find a way to cut costs in the bureaucracy, you're a goat. They measure success by the size of their budget.
Right. And the big budgets give the special interests reason to invest in D.C. And invest they have. Unions say teachers are underpaid, but their union sure looks rich. This is their headquarters building. We're told it's worth $100 million. Its atrium is called an environmental oasis. It's certainly impressive, but they didn't want us to take pictures of it.
We can't just take a picture of the beautiful atrium?
They told me to wait outside while union officials debated whether we could videotape.
You needed something?
We've read about the beautiful lobby, and I'd like to show it to the viewers.
It's like they're sucking money from the rest of the country and building palaces for yourselves.
I've been to the NEA's building. I didn't feel that way at all. Have you been to any mall in America in the past 20 years?
Yes.
Okay, isn't it more grand?
No.
Well, I would have to disagree.
Back outside the NEA, I was passed from one official to the next.
Andy, will you find out a little bit more about what's going on?
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to check to see what I can...
He went back inside for a while, and finally, the ruling came down.
No? Okay.
Thank you.
Is there a reason?
We're not opening the building up to
I tried another beautiful building, the headquarters of the AFL-CIO.
Wow.
The murals made of marble, glass, and gold.
John Stossel with Fox News. Oh, I take a picture of the beautiful lobby.
At least they let me wait inside. I had plenty of time to think about the 12,000 active lobbyists now working in Washington. They're smart to be here since Washington controls so much. But this union doesn't want you to see what they've got.
I've been notified by our legal department that we're not, because of the estate of the mural, we're not allowed to do that. So
The estate wouldn't allow it. Oh well.
Thank you.
The bottom line is that Washington, once a sleepy, part-time home for politicians, now resembles Versailles. Power brokers work in buildings that look like palaces. And after work, they go home to castles.
It overlooks the pond. The property's on 5 acres.
Beautiful shower. And his and hers water closets.
It all helps one understand why people spend millions to win jobs here. And then,
Once people come to D.C., They never leave.
That's our show.